Let me take you back. Let me walk you through. Yeah, we're gonna do a little scene right here. I'm gonna try to find some kid pictures. Fade to like, man. I was in Franklin. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get real connected with you. For the people that watch this that'll possibly know, they probably still don't know. So, I was huge into. I mean, what do you want? I mean, you can call it pop, R&B. So, for 1 year, I asked for a memorabilia book. You know, it's like glossy. It's got tour pictures.
Like all behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of Boys to Men. Welcome to the Sofa King Awesome Show. How we doing? To my right is my co-host, Mr. Chris Haley.
Hello.
Critically acclaimed tattoo artist. Okay, locally.
What does it take to get critically acclaimed?
Oh yeah, we should.
Is it just to be written up like in a publication? I guess.
Oh yeah.
A critic would have.
Let's do that. Let's make that. Let's see if we can get critically acclaimed.
I want to be critically acclaimed.
Why not? That'd be kind of dope. You add that.
Happy doing my tattoos in the corner of the world.
I do have a title to my name. I think it's in Scotland. They were doing this thing. Scotland or Ireland.
Did you buy a piece of land?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So you're a lord?
Yeah, I'm a lord. Well, I bought one for me and I bought one for my daughter. So she's an actual lady. Oh, yep.
So I heard about them doing that.
Well, they did that to preserve the natural wildlife and the forest and shit that they got there.
I'm sure you're happy the queen's dead then. Now that your land is.
Dude, so yes, you can buy 10 at a time. So that's what you can do. So you can buy like 10 square feet, right? So you can have like a badass lemonade stand, but also. You could just build straight up.
You could have a badass lemonade stand
in the middle of this forest.
I don't think you can build anything there because that's the point of what you just told me.
No. Listen. They prefer if you don't build anything.
But they can't stop you if you do.
Right. They can't stop. Yeah, because you just bought it. It was like $125 for a square foot.
What would you put on there?
So I own 2 square feet.
If you could put one thing, you own how much?
2 square feet.
2 square feet. Okay, so you could put. Whatever you wanted, money's not an issue. It's just like it's the point of what it'd be. So
this is almost 3 square feet right here of one of these tiles. You know what I mean? It's
you just carpet part.
It's 1 foot. It's 1 foot tall. So 2 foot over. Bam, bam, bam. Like I stand on a square, you stand on a square, and it's like, what can we do?
No. I thought you were going to put that's what we'll put.
Carpet tile.
Carpet. Just carpet part of the forest.
Yep.
Just piss everybody off.
A piece of dead grass is mine. I don't know what I'd put there. What could I put there?
Money's no issue. Erecting it like.
I'm not going to erect like a windmill.
If you do one thing.
Stupid.
What would you put there? You can't put a windmill with 2 square feet.
No, I mean.
I mean, you could, but it'd be a wimpy windmill.
Yeah, wimpy windmill. That's a funny word. Combo of words. Oh, somebody's got to do something with that, please. Wimpy windmill.
We'll make a song or something.
Yes.
The wimpy windmill.
That's the next band. What would I put? What would you put on 2 square feet? Let us know. Think about it. But I honestly can't think of what I would want to put on. I mean, I'd probably plant something. You know what I mean?
No. I'm saying, no matter what, you have free reign to do whatever you want. Just one stupid thing. What would be the one stupid thing you would put there? Or ridiculous? Not stupid. Ridiculous. What kind of ridiculousness could you go?
Well, I mean, if we're excluding my kid or whatever, but I'd probably put a statue of myself. Just right there.
Statue.
Just chilling right there in the middle. That way, when they come across it, in 100 million years, there's just this random statue of me just chilling.
2 foot statue?
Yeah. you know what I mean? You can do a lot with 2 foot of concrete.
Yes.
2 foot wide, you know what I mean? Well, I don't know if it's like, well, either way, yeah. One way is 2 foot wide. You can go as tall as you want. So I can go as far down as the ground I want. That motherfucker be cemented.
I
8
own
feet.
all 200 miles beneath this
Up
2
and
feet.
below, yes, I do.
You're flying in my airspace.
There's lasers that cut your plane wing off. That's what I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put a laser there that just shoots up and down, like just straight up out of the sky.
I guess you would still adhere to the laws of, because you don't.
It's my airspace, man. No, it's my land.
Just like
it's my
yeah,
land.
yeah. It's the land. I don't think we're entitled to anything above it. It's the same thing with like owning
Statue is still my answer.
and shit. In some cases, yeah. Some cases, people don't even own the dirt below their house.
If you look, I don't know if the camera can see it, but behind Haley that's roughly a 2 foot wide scale of Willy Wonka, so that's a decent statue. a foot thick of concrete. That's, bro. I put some rebar in there. Ain't going nowhere, son.
You're making this yourself?
Yeah. Yep. I'll make it when I get there. Make it easy on myself. I ain't gonna pay the transport fees.
No. Like I said, doesn't matter. Money's no issue.
Okay,
just
yeah.
whatever your wildest dream, put there.
Okay, a bronze statue.
A bronze. Oh, in that case, make the shit bronze.
Polished bronze, man.
What would last longer? Bronze or not concrete? You want to go with marble or something like that, right?
Ooh.
Something that's a little harder material.
Yeah. Let me go back in time and get money's no option. Like, all right,
no option.
I'm gonna find a scientist. I'm gonna make him build a time machine. I'm gonna go back in time when I get Da Vinci. I'm gonna make him. I'll make him make me a statue. I'm gonna transport it to.
That's not how the thought experiment works, man.
Time is not an issue.
No,
either.
I didn't say time was an issue.
Oh.
I said money.
Okay, bronze statue.
Okay, bronze statue. I nailed it the first time. Second time, I nailed it the second time.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Leonardo da Vinci's out of the question. Bronze statue.
Leonardo Michelangelo? Damn. So, AI, man.
Yeah. How about
So,
that shit?
when this is out, this is previously recorded in front of a fake audience. AI won, the midjourneyai.com won a art contest. So the person behind it, you do a prompt and you say a set of words like you can do self-portrait of an electrician in ultra-realistic 8K. So that's a prompt, for example. So it would generate a portrait of what they think an electrician looks like in their head.
It's more of like a surrealist rendition, though, right?
Well, that's just a prompt. Then
No.
you can do anything. You could be like 2 guys standing in the middle of a forest playing chess. You know what I mean?
2 girls, 1 cup.
Yes.
He says yes. I've tried.
Steampunk style. You can do lots. You know what I mean? And then variations after variations after variations. It's just wild. And then you get you find what words or what prompts or if there's commas or not commas. You know what I mean? Like and so many people, or once they find something that works and it's really badass, they're not going to give that information up. I mean, they're not. But that still, Midjourney is the one that won the art. So what is that art?
Man.
I mean, I know it's subjective. I mean, but I'm asking honestly. So is it, in a sense, is it yours? You know, so you generated, there's a profile that it gives you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is it copyrighted to you, your name, is it your code words?
I don't think so. I mean, you can keep your
Can you promote it freely? Just all willy fucking nilly?
It's a weird area, I think, that they've stepped into. I mean, I'm sure they'll figure it out somehow. Something's going to go down with copyright. Somebody's going to try to do something, and we're going to see what happens. But as of right now, I don't think there's any way to copyright it yourself because the software you're using is an open source code, I believe. It's
I guess I'd have to. I have a subscription to Midjourney. I guess I'd have to go and read
I guess if they're already if they're making money off of that, I would assume they've copyrighted the.
Like I said, yeah, it's $10 a month for 200 or 400.
I don't know.
Like variations in pictures.
Problem is because you can
Not a
say the
sponsor.
same thing about any art. Like, I can't take claim for pictures I've drawn because I use this company's pencils. Like, they don't own what I've created with their tools.
Oh, right.
So I guess,
true.
yeah, it would be, it's their art. I don't know if you copyright. All you can do is safeguard I would assume, your key phrases. But once somebody figures that out, I would assume there's, it's cat's out of the bag. But would the AI still arrive at the exact same picture even if you put the exact same phrases into the program?
No.
So then it might as well be copyright because it's one of a kind. Then if it's never going to happen again, it's completely random chance that only one person.
Yeah, you can't put the same prompt in and then get the same response twice. It's just.
Yeah. So yeah.
So what it thinks about right then and there in that second is what you're getting.
I would assume then you could copy. As best you can copyright in the digital age, like even NFTs. I think it's a fucking joke that.
Yeah, I don't fully understand NFTs, but I'm in the crypto world, but that's for another episode. And so I did come across I don't know if it was a sponsored ad of somebody else, but it was Beethoven, and it was a music generated. Maybe I should subscribe to that after this show. When they're getting a free plug, not a sponsor, but hey, what's up? But Beethoven is a music AI generation that you put in some keywords and you select certain seconds to do these certain things. So it gives you, for like filmmakers, sci-fi scenes, suspenseful scenes, Now, if you take that and I just, what do you think about that?
About
the music side of it too. And visual. I mean, we're almost already. I say, what do you think? What about the next IA generated movie? How soon? 5 years? 3 years? 2 years?
Full movie?
Now it's already here.
Full movie? I mean, with as fast as this is going now, I mean, the stuff that we're talking about.
There's people painting with airbrushes that are painting crazy stuff with AI.
As fast as we're talking with technology, it's moving. As soon as we open this box, that the stuff we're talking about now is already outdated. There's already better programs out there to do what it's doing. So it's going to be faster than you probably expect it to be. It's going to be a weird. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they can do with a medium such as that.
So I dig it. We're both music people, so we write original stuff. As in getting into writing just like instrumentals and then using that AI artwork, that way you're not putting all the pressure on yourself to come up with a badass landscape of some sort, and using it as a visualizer for your YouTube content, video, music video, lyric video. You could use it. You could use any of these as a background. What kind of like I see, and then when I go to create something, if I wanted to write over top of that background, do a Sofa King, logo on top of a cool 80s already auto-generated to me and my code words and my specifications, then it's 100% mine.
Well, yeah, for sure. Like just like any other tool that you have now to write music, I think. Yeah. Again, it's just a tool.
Right. And that's kind of, I'm not looking to, looking to make money off of it. And
no, not that.
But I did think about, what if you create all these badass AI-generated things and just make those NFTs?
If you can figure out what the point is. Dude, so you own an image. People have owned paintings for centuries, and you can go on Google and just have that image as your desktop. It's not, and
then make it a poster of if you
it's nothing new to have it in the digital world. I don't understand.
You think you think art is an ancient money laundering, like just.
I don't know about ancient, but it's definitely been used and continues to be used for that. NFTs are a great example of a lot of that happening.
Yeah, I feel I could believe that.
But yeah, it's Yeah, yeah. A lot of the art world doesn't make sense to. Not that it doesn't make sense. It does make sense why it works that way, and I don't know. So it's so picky and snobby about what is and isn't good enough to be that.
So, art related question. Who do you have a favorite artist? Not necessarily tattoo artist, but just artist of certain art. Like I know you like creator of Spawn. I mean, I know that arts now is there a new age art style artist out there that you dig?
Not, I don't follow anybody in particular.
It's
Just like
kind of.
just like music these days. I really don't have like a favorite band anymore. I just like whatever I'm feeling that day is what I'm listening to.
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of background, a lot of influence, a lot of the same people that I listen to every day to get my day going. I'm definitely setting my morning routine, that's for sure, of listening to metal at a volume 100.
I don't. Yeah, it
So,
depends on the day. It depends on what I'm feeling. What music I'm listening to. Plus, I listen to music so much at work. You know, I'm trying to find new stuff all the time, so I don't get burnt out on the same stuff all the time.
right. Yeah, so yeah, and I listen to music and I haven't opened up my. I've slowly started to get into more podcasts because I didn't want to necessarily burn those out, just yet. Like, because I mean, sometimes it does get old just hearing people talk in the background for hours as you're working. I mean, I couldn't listen to podcasts all nonstop for 8 hours.
I probably
I
could.
I don't think I could.
I could.
Just hearing two people talk, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
No, that's
That's what I would be like. I'd be like, these guys are talking forever.
I wouldn't be able to get. It's harder for me to get work done when I'm listening to it because I'm paying attention to them as opposed to paying attention to what I'm doing. At least when I'm creating, tattooing is no. I guess it depends on what I'm tattooing to. Yeah, okay.
It's just a mood thing.
Yeah,
It's just a mood thing.
Yep.
I feel that.
Podcasts are the best in the car anyway. Pass the time.
Then you can join in and just
That's
laugh
right.
with them.
Part of the conversation.
I know. I about called you on my way back from Chicago when I seen Rammstein. And just to have someone to talk to, dude. It was about 1 or 2 a.m. and I was just like struggling and I had to get over to a rest area. I was like, can't do it. I was like, I'd already been up, already worked that day. Like it just sucked. I wasn't gonna pull. I can't pull 24 hours straight. Like,
We're not that young anymore, man.
no. Hey, born in the 80s, boy. What I like from the 80s is all the bush you used to see in the pornos from your dad's magazines and
You still
shit.
see that now.
That's making a comeback.
Just gotta find it.
Yeah, that's
Find anything.
yeah. It usually makes a comeback with. I mean, hey man, to each their own. Hairy armpits, it's whatever. Unshaved legs, like I get it. It's cool. Went to school with a chick who did shave her legs like all the time. They were hairy in mine. I was like, actually super jealous, but she's a cool
would
chick.
be.
I was like,
My
damn.
legs are like that.
I was like, damn, man, fuck. Give me some hairy
Share
legs.
some of that, bitch.
Yeah, give me some hairy legs. Rub off on me. No, but yeah. Nope. To each their own. They can have fun. They can do. They ain't fucking.
Now, that going back to that art thing. I was gonna say, I just don't. I don't think they should mix. If you're gonna be in an art contest, why enter something that's AI generated?
Maybe he just did it just to see, and didn't expect it. Flooded with AI generated images, some art communities ban them completely. An AI generated picture won an art prize. Artists aren't happy. It's a beautiful fucking painting.
It's
though.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Like the piece is a beautiful piece, but if he entered it without telling people it's AI generated, I don't think that's quite fair.
Oh, right here. Okay, so bam. Well, right here, see, he said that he made it clear that that was his work, which was submitted under the name Jason Allen via Midjourney, was created using AI, and that he hadn't deceived anyone about its origins. I'm not going to apologize for it. He said, I won and I didn't break any rules.
Yeah, hey, if he was straight up with them, that's on them. I don't think that they'll be. I agree with them banning AI out of those specific content. Now it'd be cool to see an AI only art contest. I bet you'd see some
Right.
amazing stuff than
Right.
people finding just right to do. But I don't think that it'd be like adding a robot to anything. A robot car race, I guess, or something. Because they're gonna. It's the it's a perfect. It knows, it's just not fair.
People are so. You can guess how much. Just take a guess on how much this dude won.
$5,000. $500.
Close.
Really? 200.
300.
300. Yeah.
$300.
Why have you going over this?
Dude, they are in a fucking hissy fit over.
I told you, man. The art world, man. The art world is shitty.
$300.
Like I get it. I get why. What their argument is. People are gonna take this. Just another thing to argue about, man.
Yeah.
People just gotta argue with something these days.
So someone come look at this. Someone come and look at this.
It's like, just admit, like, hey, okay, cool, you got us. Cool thing. I'm glad you won. Next year, we're not going to do that. That's all you got to do. That's all it has to be.
Take that as a lesson learned, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let it become a burden.
You don't need to worry about, like, you're wasting more energy in caring about the wrong things of it. Just move on. But that's the art world for you, man. The art world's, it can be real snobby, very...
subjective.
Well, definitely subjective, but I don't know. Some of the things they consider art, I'm not a fan of modern art, so this is what me and Zach will constantly go back and forth with. I'll have to get him on the podcast sometime.
Yeah, Mr. Zach is a very reputable tattoo artist up in Lincoln.
He's not critically acclaimed like I am, apparently.
Not yet.
He's very reputable.
Yeah, he's very reputable. I do have his first tattoo on a person besides himself on me, so that started that journey, 15 years ago. So shout out, Mr. Zach. We'll put your edit somewhere right here.
We'll have to get it soon. Right there.
Yeah, somewhere right here is your logo and stuff. So shout out to him. What's some of your favorite 80s movies?
Movies?
Oh, yeah. Like, dude, I totally dig
Star
a lot of
Wars.
dig a lot of horror.
Done.
Star Wars.
Topic done.
I feel that.
Maybe not the best one. Everybody.
Okay, Batman came out in 89. Michael Keaton. That is my all-time favorite movie. That, Beetlejuice right there from the 80s. Ooh, boy. I mean, you can tell. Look, I don't know if that camera can tell, but there's Beetlejuice and Batman all over there. You'll see that in episode 2.
Episode 2.
The next episode. Yeah, you should start a podcast.
You need to start titling every podcast.
Yes. Episode 1.
The next episode.
The next episode. The episode after the next episode. That's the 3rd episode if you guys are lost already.
I don't know. 80s had a lot of good...
I like RoboCop.
Movies.
I'm sure that was 80s. If not, it was 90s.
Raiders was the 80s, wasn't it?
Who?
Or Indiana Jones. Those were all the 80s.
Yep, those are some damn good movies. See, a lot of that stuff that was made...
When did Roger Rabbit come out?
Oh, that was definitely 80s. I would say. I'll confirm before we get some haters.
You know why? You know why the 80s was so good?
Huh?
Because everybody was doing a ton of cocaine.
Yeah,
and everything was a good idea, so fuck it, let's do anything. Can you I gotta ask my mom.
1988 is when Roger Rabbit came out, so yes.
I need to ask my mom what her view on some of the 80s was as a parent. Because we look at some of the stuff our kids watch or are interested in, and we're just like, why? What? You know, I don't know if you do. I definitely do a lot, especially with my older daughter. She's 15, so she's, yeah. So she's watching a lot of creators and such. But I gotta see what our parents, like, what their view of, like, Transformers and He-Man and Turtles and Power Rangers was on the fact.
Yeah, I mean...
not their memories of us liking it, but what they thought of the show. Were they just like, yeah, it was a stupid show. Turtles was completely ridiculous and dumb, and I hated watching it with you.
I actually asked Chip that question not too long ago. I think he might have went to movies over at his house. No, I was like, what's it like, going from, like, playing Nintendo with me, you know what I mean, like Double Dragon and stuff, to, like, what the fuck we got now? And he's like, dude, it's amazing to see that.
So, like, for like when my daughter was watching Dora the Explorer and all that stuff and stuff they watch now.
Yeah, but you and your ex-wife used to like. You guys are big like nostalgia people, Friends,
She definitely
yeah,
is.
and
Yeah.
Law and Order, and like I mean that's just TV shows right off the top of my head, but there was always old school shows like The Labyrinth and stuff like that. Your kid's mom used to fucking
Oh yeah.
yeah,
They-
you know,
Yeah.
big old movies, you know,
She watched a lot of those.
Howard the Duck type shit. So they get the full 80s experience. My daughter not so much. My daughter's a YouTube fanatic and, you know,
It's a whole different world, man.
spoiled little brat. She's not so much a gamer or a tablet kid. I mean, she's more of a tablet person when she's on the road, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. It's really the only time on the road. So, yeah. Every time we go to Springfield, we're like going across town. She's like, "Are we going on the road?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I'm bringing my tablet." I'm like, I mean, from here to Walmart, that's a trek, dude.
Yep.
Damn, if you hit every red light, that's 15 minutes.
That's forever.
I know. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I could have been to my hometown, but I could have been to Franklin by now, dude. Like, shit. Get me out of here. No, the 80s were dope, man. I feel like they were super dope. I liked, I don't know. Like I said, I can only remember like 5 years of it.
I was gonna say we were really
5 and
we
6
were
years
young.
old then. But just looking back on the 80s, even, and growing up in the early 90s with tight rolled jeans and
That's the thing.
acid
So
wash
like,
jeans still.
when we say the 80s, like I think there's a specific time. Because I remember I was watching something on YouTube or something where it's like, you don't really define what happened in like from 1980 to 1989. Those are the 80s. No, like if it was 1990, no, fuck that. Get that shit out of here. 1 second difference. That is the 90s, fucker. We're not talking about that.
Hell yeah,
Like,
no, see.
So
yeah, as soon as 89 stopped, that's when the windbreakers came in.
I think it's fluid. It's more like 82, 83 to like 92, 91, 90, 93, somewhere in there probably.
Yeah.
That's what I would consider.
Because it would
the
take
80s.
time for the 70s to die out into the 80s.
Right, like it was like it's not a strict thing. That's not like at the end of the like 1979, people were like, "Well, we're done being hippies. It's time for some cocaine." It is 1980. We're on to new and better shit.
Yep, I need my bright pink T-shirt or
We
button
need
up.
disco stat.
Yes, and give me a speedboat full
It's
of
not
fucking.
like that. It's a slow progression, and it doesn't. It'd be. I would have to. I'd be interested to see someone write about that, or see some sort of graph,
A diagram.
or, yeah, something to kind of shows when the
What
80s
actually
I wanna
clarifies
know.
these decades difference and
'Cause-
die outs.
Because it's the same thing with like generations, right? Generations of people, the Gen Z, and it's not exactly every decade. It's like from this kind of.
So they say
date.
that we've been a part of 5 decades already, like our generation. You know what I mean? Because we were born and alive in the 80s. We're alive in the 90s. We're alive in the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. So it's 5 generations or 5 decades, I guess, that we've lived through.
How would you look this up?
What technically classifies
When
the 70s, 80s, and 90s? Or you know what I mean?
I'm gonna look up when were the 80s. It'd be like 1980 to 1989.
You freaking idiot. Man, you don't know when the 80s were? Quick, what year is it?
Oh, God. The first thing that comes up when I put it, when is Queen's funeral?
When it like today or yesterday? I heard
I
that.
don't know.
Oh, so I don't know if you've seen that. So yeah, technically when you see this would be definite old news, but one of the guardsmen, like all dressed up in what are they, royal guardsmen, was playing Queen, like one of Queen's songs.
Yeah, I think I saw.
You know the
something
solo
about that,
of that, the solo in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Yeah, up on this huge, I'm assuming Birmingham Palace. Is that where they live or whatever?
No, Buckingham.
That's it. What did I say? Birmingham?
Yeah.
Whatever. Same difference. Started with a B. Had a lot of letters in it.
motherfuckers on here. The 80s, pronounced 1980s, shortened to the 80s or the 80s, spelled out, was a decade. It was a decade that began 1st of January 1980 and ended 31st of December 1989.
Wow. Thank you for that. Was that Wikipedia?
No, that maybe. Yeah, it was.
Oh, thanks, guy. Appreciate that.
Right. There is a question here that says, what made the 80s the greatest decade?
Yeah, if you could, if you want to get in, leave some comments on we're on YouTube. So this would be for the people on YouTube. Write down in the comments what you technically, so if you lived through, you were doing your shit in your 70s and 80s. So when did you technically get out of disco into the retro rock, Devo era, I guess? What technically classifies that? When did you snap out of it, I guess? When did you snap out of the 70s into the 80s, How did you transition into that?
Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay.
I got an article here. If you're not sure whether you're an 80s baby or a 90s kid, don't worry. It can be tough to figure out. But people, both groups will call you one or the other. If you're born in the year... Okay, so 80s kids' birth years, 1975 to 1985. So we just missed the cusp of the 90s kids. We're not a 90s kids at all. We're definitely an 80s kid, apparently. Which, I don't agree with that. I'm definitely not a 90s baby, obviously. But I would consider myself a 90s kid because... Yeah,
you grew up in the 90s.
Yeah, but the first 6 years, actually, I was born at the very end of 84. So 5 years, basically. For 5 years, the first 5 years, you're a toddler. You're interested in whatever the fuck's in front of you at the time.
And what your parents are interested in.
You're not interested in trends and media and certain specific
I'm not waking up in the morning and I'm busting out a windbreaker and I'm tight rolling my jeans.
Spider-Man's on TV. It's Saturday morning.
I would wear
watching Spider-Man.
Hey man, I wore cowboy boots. So I'm just saying, bro. Day in and day out.
So I consider myself a 90s kid. I agree with, I don't know if 80s kids' birth years, 85. Like I said, I experienced the 90s. I remember experiencing the 90s. I don't remember experiencing the 80s.
So I guess in my head, an 80s baby, if I had to really think about it and give an opinionated...
No, not 80s baby. 80s kid.
No, that's where I'm going. I would think that, like you said, follow trends, do the stuff, make their own decisions in the 80s, not maybe going in junior high school. You know what I mean? So
just
so the kid would have to have been born in 1978, 1977. Well, basically a chip.
I don't know about that because
in 86 he was 10 or 7. No, he was born in 66.
Our friend Alan, he was born in 81.
Yeah.
81. Yeah, and Dusty too. My ex, she was definitely an 80s kid. They experienced the 80s. They got to experience some of the 80s.
So you think 9 years old, 81? Because I think somewhere...
I think 6 to 7 is about when you you start becoming a person. You're no longer just a child. You're starting to become a little person. Mm-hmm. And I think that's about where you should consider if you're an 80s kid or a 90s kid. And that would be right when 1990, 1991 for us.
Right.
So I would consider us 90s kids.
Yeah, I mean, following, so the best thing I can remember about if you're saying I'm a 90s kid, so it would definitely be the Saturday morning cartoons. It would definitely be the soft drinks that we had, like Surge, or I don't know if it was Sobe with the little balls in the drink,
Yeah.
Orbits or something.
Orbits. That's what it was.
Yeah, Orbits. There was, so many things that the bright colors, the goofy commercials.
Dude, commercials. Have you watched commercials? With
your
daughter?
Love watching the commercials.
Dude,
I'll actually put on a video.
You show it with your daughter.
Oh Oh yeah, me and Chip used to like. I used to bring them over and I'm like, watch some of these commercials, man.
They're wild. Like I remember them. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember the old Capri Sun commercials. I remember the old Super Soaker commercials.
Right.
But like, my daughter is blown away. Like they have like storylines and they're like full length little movies. I'm like, yeah, like they weren't trying to cram and sell you a billion things at one time. They're just like, hey, here's a few things we want to try to sell you.
And it's just been so oversaturated.
It's rad, and everything was rad back. Early 90s was rad.
The movies were awesome.
That's how I define.
So 90s movies, Ninja Turtles, like the.
Did it come in the 90s?
Oh yeah.
Did it?
I want to say 92.
You might be right.
I feel like Christopher Nolan and the Batman did a really good, like, using Chicago as Gotham City and using his like these new Batman. I think they like the new Batmans that come out have taken like that inspiration.
Well, I mean, they've shown that it works. Hollywood likes to keep with the formula, so yeah. They know that's how it works, and people liked that last time, so they're going to do the same thing next time. I haven't seen the new ones. The Christian Bale. I know. I saw Batman, Superman, Batman vs Superman, and I was like,
I was not a fan of that.
I'm out.
Yeah. Was that who was that? Ben Affleck, was Batman.
Ben Affleck and Diesel. Isn't he still Batman?
Who?
No, I guess not anymore. No one's Batman now.
Well, what's his face? Edward.
No, he's out because they got bought out. I bet you they canceled all that shit.
Oh, yeah. Dang,
DC,
dude.
man. DC's... Like, they were roughing it before, but now, I don't know. I don't even understand. I have no inclination of what's in store for them. How everything's gonna work out in the end. Like, I've heard a lot of opinions and...
He's a Marvel guy mainly. I'm a DC guy, but we'll just...
No, it's weird though. Like growing up, I definitely liked DC more than I did when I was young.
I think it's not so divided. I think deep down, like, I mean, we obviously pick a side, but coming in from an 80s, 90s standpoint, we were introduced both at the same time. Pretty much, what I mean? Yeah. Well, in a sense, Saturday morning cartoons were, for a half hour there's Batman, for a half hour there's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, they were intertwined. It wasn't just like DC one day and DC on another, Marvel on another day.
Well, that's different though.
I'm just saying, it wasn't like biased. It was just like everyone was there to like, here's everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. I understand there's Marvel and DC. I get that.
They each have their own strong points.
I think yes, I'm more of a Batman fan. I don't want to say like I'm fully fucking DC. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy both of them, like there's certain characters. Points, I did grow up in the comic age, how old are you? 46? Damn. Damn.
I think it depends on what you're looking at, because growing up, I've appreciated DC Comics a lot more, especially the older stories I was too young to understand when it came out. Marvel's just more fun as a kid. It's just more like animated. It's more colorful. DC's very
it's a dark place, man.
Not all of them. Like Superman isn't dark wise, but it's very drab. Even though it's colorful, it's drab. I don't know if that translates to what I want to say. But when it comes to animation, DC I always thought was way better. They've got some amazing animated movies. I don't know if you've seen Flashpoint.
Is Spawn like anywhere in that world? Is that DC? Is that
no? That's Image.
Image.
Comics,
oh, okay.
All the creators from Marvel and DC. I can't remember if it was both, but basically a bunch of the creators there all decided fuck these companies and went over and created Image Comics, the company, and that's where you got Spawn, the Max.
That Spawn movie back in the day was so badass with John Leguizamo. Yeah. Spawn with John Leguizamo and
they were trying to make a new one.
Yeah. Who played Spawn? Who was that guy?
It was
that black dude.
Why did you have to say that? I know his name.
Well, you think about it.
Michael J. White.
Okay. Yep. That's dope. I'm gonna have to watch that soon. Watch it with my kids.
It's a terrible movie, but it's nostalgic. Movie. It's good.
Yeah.
No, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's about as good as Mortal Kombat. It's not a good movie.
I enjoy those movies because I liked watching them as a kid.
No, I'm not saying I love watching them. I love those movies, but I'm not saying they're good movies. They're not good movies. They're fun movies is what they are, and that's only because we experienced them as kids. If you were to watch a movie like that now, you would think it was ridiculous and dumb. Same thing with
the first time, probably.
Surf Ninjas. Go back and watch Three Ninjas. Watch how cringe that movie is. Dude, that movie
No.
is so hard to watch now. Like, it's not the same for all movies. You may have liked that show or that movie when you were young, but that movie is hard to watch now. It's so bad. When's the last time you watched Waterworld?
Oh, with
Kevin Costner?
Yeah, no.
Have you ever seen it?
A long time ago, but not
watch it again.
I'm not aching to ever just watch that movie ever again.
You need to. It's a masterpiece. It's a fucking I think it's an underrated masterpiece. It is.
Oh, I think I'm good.
It is top quality production. Bottom rung story with a script, but it's fantastic. It's terrible and fantastic and everything. That movie encapsulates the 90s for me. Watch it soon. I implore everybody, watch Waterworld. It's an hour and a half long. It's not even that long a movie. And don't get me wrong, it's not a good movie, but it's a fucking masterpiece, and you need to see it. Everyone needs to watch Waterworld.
And we'll think about it.
I will fight to my death. I will fight to my death that everyone needs to see it. Like I'm a big advocate for Star Wars, and a lot of other movies that I think people need to see, but Waterworld. Yeah. Yeah. It's where it's at. Watch it again. Just get really, really high, because that's obviously you're gonna laugh.
The only way to enjoy it.
What's his face? It was in The Bad Guy.
Come on, Mister! It's such a fucking good fucking movie.
Hmm.
Come on, Mister! It's such a good fucking movie.
His name. I'll have to look it up. He was in. I can't think of anything else he's in either to relate to him. I don't remember the girl that's in it either. Waterworld. Kevin Costner. What's his name? I know I'm gonna hit facepalm so hard when I figure it out. Dennis Hopper.
Hopper barely knew her.
So anyway, he plays the bad guy. He plays. It's completely over the top bad guy. You got to see his acting. It is overacting at its best. It is amazing. Do you remember? Because he was in Surf Ninjas, wasn't he? Wasn't he the bad guy in Surf Ninjas?
I don't know.
Holy shit!
We'll have to get Dennis Hopper on the show.
Dennis Hopper, if you're listening. Surf. God, I haven't seen that movie in a long time. We should get really high and watch that too.
Oh, you should edit this out.
I forgot Rob Schneider's in that movie.
Get Alex on the show. That's what I wanted to see if Alex was down to come on the show.
Maybe.
Talk. No.
Maybe.
Yeah. She don't talk stripper politics.
No.
No.
Nah. Not outside of work. Who the fuck was? Do you even know the bad guy's name?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Edit in.
You know who it was? Leslie Nielsen.
I could see how you could definitely get them two confused. That's definitely.
It was a terrible movie.
Don't they both have gray hair our entire life?
I don't know about that, but Leslie Nielsen. All I could think was gray hair on Leslie Nielsen.
Maybe I'm getting Dustin Hoffman and Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, Dennis Hoffman was in Scent of a Woman.
Rain Man, wasn't he?
Yeah, there you go.
Dennis Hopper. You got the Hopper? You got the Hopper yet?
Dennis Hopper. This is Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Quaid. Oh yeah, I would have never thought that's who that was. Nope.
He was in Speed.
Nope.
You ever watch Speed?
Yeah, with the old Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. Old Sandra Bullock.
Anyway, watch Waterworld. You will and won't be disappointed all at the same time. It's amazing. I'm telling you. I'm going to make you watch it one of these days.
Are you a fan of 80s rock?
No.
Poison?
No.
Rat?
I don't care.
Motley Crue?
Nope.
Guns N' Roses?
Nope.
Do you have
They're an '80s band. They played through the '80s. They started in the '70s, but they played through the Aerosmith's
Early stuff.
is really good.
3 Days Confused.
Everything all the way up to Get a Grip. After Get a Grip, it's like it's hard to listen to after that. I hate to say it. Like, I'm glad for them getting out of drugs and stuff. But once I quit drugs, it's like it wasn't for me anymore.
Yeah.
It was too. I don't know what the word for it. And not good two shoes, but like too clean, too squeaky, something. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't for me. But that's about it. The '80s, I listened to a lot of old disco.
Yeah.
Especially when I was younger.
Well, I was going to ask you when we talked about transitions also. When did you think you transitioned out of we'll say little kid? I know like teenager happens, you know. When do you think your earliest memory of switching over from how'd you grow up as 80s? Because I knew I wasn't like all into metal, you know what I mean? I wasn't all into metal, so there was a point in time where I was like, bam, I was like, I'm fucking metal. You know what I mean? And then I was
I had very different influences growing up. My mom was, she listened to a lot of classic rock, like type stuff, a little more like Rolling Stones and Zeppelin. She liked a lot of orchestral stuff. She listened to a lot of like composers and stuff like that, Yanni and stuff like that. So I think that's where I got a lot of that influence from. My dad was definitely into Metallica and Guns N' Roses and Led Zeppelin and heavier stuff. But I don't think he was ever into hair metal. I have a cousin who was an '80s kid. I think he was born in 75, 76, something like that. He was born long ago enough to where he actually got to watch Star Wars in theaters when it came out.
Oh, that's dope.
As a little kid.
Right.
But anyway, he was definitely into all that stuff, and he plays guitar, and he's the reason why I play guitar now. I think I used to go over to his house and just watch him just fucking solo and go crazy on his guitar for hours while I wait for my sister to get done with dance class. But he was definitely into all that type of music. But that was the only influence I really had from it. Like I said, my dad was into Guns N' Roses, but wasn't for me.
Well, here, we'll excuse me. This is going to be story time. So, let me take you back. Let me walk you through. Yeah, we're going to do a little scene right here. I'm going to try to find some kid pictures. Fade to like, man, I was in Franklin. Okay, guys, I'm going to get real connected with you. For the people that watch this that'll possibly know, they probably still don't know. So, I was huge into, I mean, what do you want? I mean, you can call it pop, R&B. So, for 1 year, I asked for a memorabilia book. You know, it's like glossy. It's got tour pictures.
Like all behind the scenes.
Yeah,
yeah.
Of Boys to Men.
Hey.
Hang on. Oh, I'm not done. We'll get to you.
He's like, wait.
I was a huge Spice Girls fan. I had so many magazines.
That's funny.
I had a scrapbook.
Did you know that Zach's still to this day, a huge Spice Girls fan?
Zach, you fucking son
Yeah,
of a
I didn't
bitch.
know if you knew that or not. That's why it's funny to me that I found out that you are too, because he loves Spice Girls. I think he still really likes it.
Like, I was straight up doing. So, I'm not trying to lose focus because I have ADHD and these stories will go for fucking days. When we played, back in the day when we played Raw, that cover song from Raw. You don't remember? I really want to see.
Oh,
die,
yeah.
Everything I want, die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of like that Spice Girls lyric. That was like a fucking jam for me, bro. But
snuck that in there, didn't you?
Oh man. So yeah, so the whole Spice Girls, so the whole pop thing, like I was hardcore into that. I know there's some old pictures of me. I'm in like a flashy dragon shirt, my hair's
You
spiked.
realize that's all 90s stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's I'm just saying that goes back to the whole like transitioning. I'm trying to find out when I transitioned. So there was that time, and that was like 12, 13, I think. And I think one day, I'm not even gonna lie, I think it probably would have been. I just had like a nostalgia thing. I'm sitting there with my little boombox, and Ball with the Ball comes on the radio, bro, and I'm just like, this is the fucking hardest shit ever. Fucking Kid Rock, dude.
Ouch.
Shout out, bro. Ball with the Ball. Like Linkin Park. Because Slipknot wasn't exactly on the radio. I had to go over to a friend's house. And
I heard Slipknot for the first time on I was really big into getting soundtracks. When we used to go to record stores and like stuff to buy albums. Like, I was... first time I heard it was on Scream 3 soundtrack. I heard Wait and Bleed. And I was like, what is this? I need more of this. And I got the album. I was like, what is... Like, you can see, the cover. Just looking at the cover, when I picked it up, I'm like, what is going on?
That would probably be about the same time, too, because when did Queen of the Damned come out? Because I want to say that would have put me somewhere.
It's about the same-ish couple of years, probably.
2002 film.
I think by that time I was already into Korn and Limp Bizkit and all that by then.
Yeah. I'd probably say Biscuits first, or not first, but like there.
When did that come out? What did you say? 2002?
Yeah. Yeah,
no,
Queen of the
yeah,
Damned.
Scream 3 is definitely before. Like,
yeah, because I graduated 04, so.
Yeah, because we...
Yeah,
because
04.
Iowa came out my senior year.
Yeah. So I think probably right around that time would have been where
No, I remember that. I think
found metal. Because I remember I was huge into Black Sabbath, though.
See,
I had a huge Black Sabbath poster. That was one of the first CDs I ever bought. Nirvana was the first CD I ever bought.
But I got really into techno. I was really into techno in the 90s until... I can't even tell you words. I probably was in Evolution, and I'm not thinking straight.
Still in techno.
Yeah, but it's not my only thing I listen to.
I know.
Like, it was... And
back
I didn't
in the
care
day,
about
Paul
it.
Oakenfold. I remember those days.
Oh, it was probably... I don't know. I remember hearing Static X for the first time on the radio. I remember that vividly, because I was going to sleep. I had the radio on, getting ready to go to sleep for school the next morning, and that song came on Blood for Days. Was that the first one? No,
might have been
Push It.
Yeah.
Probably Push It.
Loser, one or two.
No, I was definitely pushing out. I think about it. And I remember, like, as I was falling asleep, I heard it. I was like, and I jumped up, turned on my light, and specifically waited at the end of the song so I could write it down and probably look it up on Napster or something like that. At the time.
LimeWire. Super
cello.
dope.
Cello would be cool.
Super dope. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Be like Barry White.
Be like Barry White, baby.
Our episode is drawing to a near. Thank you for joining us for our first episode. They drop every Friday. Be sure to check them out and listen on a podcast, and check us out on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by.